Hello, dear all. Hope that you all are fine. And in continuation of my previous lecture, uh, we will discuss remaining part of the Atisar in today's discussion. And today's lecture will cover almost all the topics related with the Atisar. So this is a fifth type of Atisar as described by Acharya Madhav as Shokas Atisar, the diarrhea due to grief. And Acharya have described Shokas Atisar as Tayas Tair Bhave सोचतो अल्पासनश वासपूष्मा व वह्निम् आविश्य जंतोः कोष्ठं गत्वा क्षोभयेत् तस्य रक्तम्. This is the pathogenesis of Shokajatsar. He clearly indicated the different samprapti for Shokajatsar and said that Tayas Tair Bhave Sochito means the person is in the state of grief due to heavy loss of something or near and dear or property or something else. So that loss causes some major degree of grief, as well as the second factor is what is saying that alpasanasya, due to that grief he is taking lesser amount of food, that is lesser amount of meal, alpasanasya. So there are two things, that there is a state of grief due to loss of something, as well as there is decreased intake of meal. So both of these factors collectively leads to the uh, vitiation of Vaspusma. So that is what is Vaspusma. So Vaspusma, that Acharya have clearly indicated in the commentary of that line, that it is the fluid that uh, is secreted from nasa galadigatam jalam. Wasp is actually the fluid portion which is secreted by the various parts of the intestine, so that he have considered as wasp. So that two things, what shok and alpasan, both leads to increased secretion of fluid, and that leads to vitiation of Agni as Agnimanth. That causes, that increased fluid causes Agnimanth, and along with that the etiological factors goes to the coast and Chobaye Tasya Raktam. So along with vitiation of Agni, there is vitiation of Rakdos also. So both of these factors, vitiation of Agni and vitiation of Rakt. Here you will you say that there is Chobhayet. Many more in many more books it is written as that it cause irritation. It is not actually irritation. Chobhayet have described as by Chobhayet is described in the context of Amatishar, where Acharya Madhav have said that in that context there is a word Chobhyanto. So Acharya have clearly indicated that Chobhyanto means Dushyanta, means a Chobhyant. Here we can also consider the same, that Chobhyet means Pradushet. So I am not saying here that it causes irritation, rather I am saying that it causes vitiation. Chobhayet means vitiation. As you will see in the context of Amatishar, that Chobhyanto means Dushyanta. So as in the same context I have taken that Chobhet means Pradushet. So this entire Samprapti goes ahead, that a person who is in the state of grief due to heavy loss, as well as in the state of alpasanasya, taking lesser meal. So both of these causes and increased secretion of the fluid. What Acharya have said that wasp is udgat netra nasa galadigatam jalam, means netra nasa galadigatam jalam. Wasp is the fluid, jal, apam dhatu, that is increased and is not secreted properly. So there is in a state of grief as well as there is a state of Agniman that leads to abnormal secretion of the fluid, and that Nidan also causes vitiation of Rakt dosh. So the state of Agniman and vitiation of Rakt dosh too. In the very clearly indicated that in the case of Sokajatsar there is vitiation of Rakt dosh. So vitiation of Agniman, vitiation of Agni as Agniman, and vitiation of Rakt leads to the production of fluid rich stool which is having some amount of blood also, Rakt dosh. This is the samprapti that due to soap and alpasnas there is vitiation of Jal Dhatu as well as Agni as well as Rakt. So all the Agnimand causes intake of fluid, and Rakt dosh and that fluid comes mixed with the get mixed with the stool and comes out frequently in the larger amount, that is known as Shokajatsar. And in next line you will see that there are some symptoms that that is in which form it comes out. It is Kakadanti Prakasam. Kakadanti is actually Gunja, Abrus prectorius. In Drabegun Museum or in the book you can see that there is some reddish discoloration or blackish discoloration over the red area. That is Gunja. That is the typical feature of Gunja beach, that it remains red and somewhat there is blood. That depends on the amount of blood, how much clotted blood is there and how much fresh blood is there. So that stool comes in the form of Kakadanti Prakasam. Means it looks like the seed of Gunja, Abrus prectorius, a Kakadanti, that is also known as Kakadanti. So that blood either, next line says Nirgached Va. It comes out in which form? With V Misram. It comes out with the mixed with the stool. That he is saying about the blood. That blood comes out mixed with the stool or abidam. So what Acharya have says that abidam does not reflect that there is absence of a stool. He says that there is lesser amount of stool comes out either in the proper, it remains mixed with the proper amount of stool, or there is lesser amount of stool, or it comes blood comes with that stool either in lesser amount or in proper amount. And what is the second property? One property of a stool is that it comes either in normal quantity or in a smaller quantity, but frequency is increased and it comes with blood. And second property of the stool is Nirgandham Vagandha. Either it remains odorless or it has some specific odor. And this the symptom that it comes out, stool comes out with blood in a smaller or larger amount in liquid form, and there may be some odor or it may be odorless. This is the only symptom of Sokajatsar, that stool comes out with blood in a smaller or larger amount in fluid form, and there may be absence of odor or there may be presence of some odor. It is either odorless or some having some specific odor. And what Acharya have said that it is duschikitso. Now, whereas we have seen that in the case of Sannipata Jatsar, what Acharya have said that Krich Sadhyamatisaram. Whereas in the case of Sokajatsar, Acharya have described it as duschikitso in among all the disease. All the physicians say that it is duschikits. Whereas Sannipata Jatsar was Krich Sadhyam Atisaram Vidyas Dostrayodbhavam. So in this case there is duschikitso. And now sixth type of Atisar, that is Amatisar. And Acharya have described causes as Anna Jirrat Praduta. Means someone who is taking a regular meal in the state of ajirn, that leads to amatisar. This is the simple samprapti. Anna ajirrat pradurta, means doshas get vitiated due to regular intake of food in the state of ajirn, indigestion. And here I was saying that here there is chobhyanta, you know. In the last uh, topic we discussed was chobhetas raktam, and here there is chobhyanta kostham dosha dhatu sandhan malansh, means it causes vitiation of coast, dhatu and mal. So what samprapti becomes, that due to regular intake of food in the state of indigestion, vitiated dosas causes again vitiation of coast, dhatu and mal, and that leads to amatishar. So since it is due to am, there is formation of am in the state of ajin, and further intake provokes the again formation of further am. So that further accumulation of am leads to amatishar. So there is what he says that if someone consumes food regularly in the state of indigestion, the vitiated dosas causes shobhyanta. No? Again, we discussed in last topic that shobhyanta means dushyanta. Shobhyanto means dushyanta. So here again we are considering the same. That shobhyanta means it causes vitiation of coast, dhatu and mal. So dhatu especially here is which dhatu we will consider, that raktadinam. But also there is vitiation of rakt, vitiation of jal dhatu is a major important factor in this context. So it causes vitiation of jal dhatu. Achar Madhav have stated also that there is vitiation of rakt dhatu too. And in the context of mal, we will consider only about Purishadra. Now we will consider that there is vitiation of puris. So regular intake of food in the state of indigestion leads to vitiation of those, that further leads to vitiation of coast, dhatu, jal and rakt and mal, especially purish. And that purish get mixed with increased amount of that apam dhatu, and that comes out frequently and is known as amatisar. And there is only one symptom, that there is nana varada naeksa. Only symptom of this color of about stool is that it color of this stool is nana varada. It is not fixed that which color will be there. That depends on the nature of food. And naeksa means it has symptoms of more than one dose. Naeksa, either it has symptom of vat pit or vat kaph or sannipatas. That is, only difference is this, that this is due to am, and sannipat was there was absence of am. So amatisar and sannipata jatsar, there is one difference, that in the case of amatisar, there we also described that there is symptom specific color of a stool, whereas in the case of amatisar he says that there is no fixed color of the stool, that says nana varna naix, that there remains features of vat pit kaph and so on. And one second is the saryant stulupetam, the stool comes with pain, there is a pain at the time of defecation. So there are three features of amatisar, that there is painful defecation, color is not fixed, and symptoms are of either vat pit kaph accordingly mixed with there. There is no any symptom of not a specific dose. Either there is sansarg or there is sannipat, depending on the nature of food where whose patient is consuming in the state of indigestion. So, as Achar Madhav and Achar Susrut have not described the Amaj and Pakkojatsar in the different contexts, so why he have given the concept of Ammal and Pakmal. How they can be diagnosed that it is Ammal and it is Pakmal. So you all are most likely aware that there is some a symptom of Ammal. What Acharya says that Sansristam Abhidosastu, it means it has features of that particular dose, either Vat dose or Pitta dose or Kapha dose. That symptoms of particular dose either in the state of Sansarga or in the state of Sanipat that will remain present in that mal. What is additional feature is Nestam Apyaosidati. So it sinks down in the water. When it is kept on the surface of water, Ammal sinks in the water. And what other feature is Purisam Brus Durgandhim, but it is very foul smelling and picture, and it has some slime nature. Slimy, it is some kind of slimy, unctuous type of slimy. It is with mucus, you can say. So there are three features. The symptoms of those which we described either in Vata Jetsara, Pitta Jetsara, Kapha Jetsara, or some whatever of six types that will remain present. Along with that symptom, there are three symptoms that categorize mal into Ammal. That is, first one is it sinks in the water. It has foul smelling odor and it is rich with mucus. If there are three symptoms along with the symptom of particular dose, the mal is known as Ammal. Whereas the mal which has opposite character of this Ammal means though it has symptom of particular dose but does not sinks in water, one character, there is absence of odor, it is odorless, and it does not have mucus, then it is defined as Pakkumal. And fourth character especially described here, Lagvam Cha, means it is Laghu, or some says that Lagvam is related with the lightness in the body. There is feeling of Laghuta in the body. Also, some says that it is related with the mal. So there are two things about this Lagvam Cha. So this whole thing, there are three symptoms of Ammal. It sinks in the water. It is foul smelling, and with it is rich in mucus, is known as Ammal. And Mal, which does not sinks in the water and is odorless or without mucus, and there is Laghuta, is known as Pakkumal. And now finally there are some symptoms have been described whose presence shows that Tisar becomes incurable. And these symptoms of Pakkujambo Sankansam, that color is just like Syzygium. Yakrit Khandnibham, or its color is just like Yakrit Khandnibham, means a reddish, deep red. And Tanu means it is too thin and the water content is too much. And it says that its stool resembles like Grit Tail Vasa Majja. It looks like Grit Tail Vasa Majja. Base War Payodati. And there is Mans Dhavan Toyabham. Mans Dhavan, it looks like the water which comes out after washing a particular meat. Mans Dhavam Toyabham. Krishnam, it becomes too much black. And Neel Arun Prabham, either it becomes too much black or too much bluish or too much reddish. Arun means, oh yeah, I have told you that it looks like the color of sun at the time of sunset. Mechkam means it has some fluorescence. Mechkam is Snigdham Karburam. Chandrakop Gatam. Chandrakop Gatam is actually you will see in the next slide I have written some translation of this, that Chandrakop Gatam, it has very fine particles which are illuminating at different stages. That Kulpam Mastulungabham, Sugandhim, it has very foul smelling, and Kuthitam, it is with pus, and Bahu, it comes out in profuse amount. And Trishna Dah, there is a presence of Trishna, polydipsia or burning sensation, Dah or Tam, it becomes faint. Tama. Swas, Hikka, Pars, Astishulinam. Then there is presence of polydipsia, burning sensation, either localized or generalized. Tama, it faints repeatedly, and there is presence of swas, there is presence of hiccup, and dyspnea, and parsvasthi, and pain in the parsvasthi, and you can say pain in the lateral side of the abdomen, thorax, and there is some murcha, arathi becheni, that restlessness, or some murcha arit some mohyuktam, and there is pakvali gudam. Pakvali gudam means there is pus formation in the vali gudam, means in the various inspector of rectum. There are three, I think that there is pus formation, or there is suppuration in the part of rectum, and there patient should having a pralap yuktam, and it is in the state of delirium. It is repeatedly there is delirium. So a patient having these symptoms, pak jamba sankhansam yakrit khandinibham tanu, now what Acharya said that they should be discarded. So and what again he have mentioned, said a samrit gudam, whose external sphincter does not relax properly, a samrit gudam, chidam, it is too much emaciated, or it is too much weak if patient is, and durat updrutgama, the complications are seen from the very far. Now your patient is coming and you can see that there is some complication that should be discarded. Gude pakwe, again there is the same thing is there. Gude pakwe, there is pus formation in the rectum. And gatoshmadam means whose agni is at its lowest level. Gato ushmadam. So atisaradam kidam tejet, it should be discarded. It should be left, that he will not survive. And what next is the swas sul pipasartam. Again same repetition is there. If there is swas, there is shul, there is pipasat, polydipsia, there is dyspnea, and chidam, again that is emaciated, and jwar nipuritam, one new thing is there, that is suffering from jwar. So, and especially if atisar is present with these symptoms, in which patients were vriddham, then it certainly causes death. What says that visheshed naram vriddham atisaro vinashayet. If these symptoms are found in the old age, then certainly causes death. And then there is sot sul juram trishna kasam swasam arushkam chardi murcha cha hikkam cha dristo atisaranim tajet. So same symptoms are again there is shot, there is edema, generalized edema, localized edema, and there is pain, and there is pyrexia, there is polydipsia, there is coughing, dyspnea, and then it should be left, that he will not survive. What Acharya Charak have said, that arth vidya yasho hani upkrusam asangraham. If anyone who tries to treat a patient with incurable symptoms, the Acharya Charak says that arth vidya yasho hani upkrusham asangraham. That physician loses arth, there is loss of money. Arth Vidya, he loses his confidence. Now, if patient is dying regularly, then certainly a physician will lose his confidence. So Arth Vidya Yasho, the fame will be lost. The patient, his relative will say that the patients are dying at his own OPD, at the OPD of that physician. So Arth Vidya Yashovani Upkrosham, the relatives of patient will get angry that why you are not treating some my patient, and asangraham. So all of these will lead to the decrease in the number of patient. So what Achar have very clearly indicated that if you find a patient with incurable symptoms, then told him that I'm unable to treat, and otherwise there will be loss of these things. Arth Vidya Yashohani Upkrosham Asangraham. And finally, now the Achar have told that what are the symptoms of patient if his Atisar is cured. So he says that Yasu Charam Bina Mutram Samyak Vayu Gachati Deeptagner Lagu Kosthasya Stitasya Tasyodoramaya. You know what he says that Yasu Charam Bina Mutram Samyak Vayu Gachati means a patient is passing a urine and stool without any sound, that it is very normal, है ना? And deep tagnir, his agni becomes normal, but that causes na agni mand is there. So if its agni becomes normal, deep agni is actually a state of normal function of agni is here. And lagu kostas, his coast becomes lagu, there is a feeling of lightness or easiness. So these features says that Atisar of a patient has been cured. So there are three symptoms you can say here, that passing of flatus and feces without a sound, and attaining a state of normal agni, and there is easiness, a feeling of easiness in the coast, or there is lightness in the coast, represents that Atisar has been cured. So dear, this is all about Atisar, and I think that I have completed all the topics related with the Atisar. And if you have any query, as you have made earlier calls or messaged me on WhatsApp, so I request you to message on my number or WhatsApp, and I will respond on the same. Thank you very much, and we will start a new topic in our next lecture. Thank you again.